Welcome to Eat.Game.Sleep, FatBearGaming's gaming podcast. I'm your host, Scott.
I'm Kay.
And I'm Andrew.
Hello.
That's my morning voice.
Yes. How is everyone?
I'm great.
I started new jobs, so
how's that?
I'm okay. It's okay. I can't talk about it. That's the crazy thing. Is like I want to talk about my new job, but they're super serious about I can't talk about anything. But then that makes you want to talk about it more.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Because you're working for MI6, right?
I'm working for National Visa Center.
Oh, okay.
I help people get into the country.
If you were working for MI6, you about to get a bunch of stuff leaked. I'm not even kidding. No, I'm not even kidding. Do you know about that?
No.
There's a big batch of secret documents from MI6 that's about to get leaked.
Oh, dang. I should pay attention to the news.
Speaking of news,
it's good.
Scott hit brilliant segues.
Yes. So in the news, the gaming news, it's been a little bit eventful. First of all, let's start out with kind of a sad story. This weekend, an 11-year-old on Twitch let this gentleman who was watching his stream have control of his console through share play or whatever.
Yep. And
he left the room for whatever reason, to go talk to his mom, shut up, Mom, make me a sandwich. And the guy, when he left, proceeded... Oh, and he tricked him by saying, I know this glitch that will help your character level. And so the 11-year-old was like, cool beans! Anyways, when he was out of the room, the guy deleted his level 31 character, his level 29 character, and he only had a 22 left, and you can't delete all your characters, you have to have one. But then on his level 22, started to go in and delete all of his exotic armor and weapons. And then the kid entered the room once he was starting to delete his exotic armor and weapons and turned it off, and then the kid proceeded to weep.
Oh my gosh, that dude is a douchebag.
Yeah, but here's the craziest part about it. So it was Froggy something, I can't remember his gamer tag. Not important. But
I think it's Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, Kermit the Frog.
Right, Kermit the Fag. Huh.
Well, so people have been saying things like that, and I hope you die, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, Kermit has been in 2 car wrecks with super serious car wrecks in the past 6 months. So he's been high on pain meds for the past 6 months, including the day that happened. So someone he knows was using his account, and he wasn't even the one. So people are like, you suck. And he's like, huh? And they're like, I hope you die of cancer, or your family dies of cancer. And his sister died of cancer 3 years ago.
So, oh no!
Yeah.
Well, whoever was using Kermit the Frog's account is Kermit the Fag.
Yeah, exactly. That's basically what the imposter. That's basically what the internet's like now. It's like, whoever was using your account should die. Which whoever was using it is a douchebag.
Yeah, plot twist.
That's
the guy that was using it, his account actually is Kermit the Fag.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking. I was like, why are we completely believing this guy? I get he was in car wrecks, but he can lie.
And it's the internet which invented lying.
Right. Right, because Nixon had control of the internet, and that's why he lied.
Yes.
Really, you can blame Al Gore for lying.
Because he invented the internet.
Via his invention of the internet.
Yes.
100% factual.
Bold move.
Yeah, so that's probably the craziest drama-filled news. But then also in less drama-filled news, Twitch announced that it's going to have a TwitchCon, this September.
Wait, before you say anything else about it, is this going to be like when I was a kid and my friends who had all the gaming systems invited me over to watch them play?
No.
Because that would be hilarious.
No, you're going to meet all the Twitch personalities, right?
I know.
Yeah.
I get that. what I said was much funnier than the two of you were reacting to.
I gave you gold.
That was perfect. Because you know what I'm talking about. Whenever you go over to a friend's house hoping to play GoldenEye with them, and they just play the single-player missions. And they make you watch.
I get it. Sometimes I was that friend.
No, I watched the entirety of Ocarina of Time get beat before I ever got to lay my hands on Link.
Now, see, I was the friend that I'd go to a friend's house, and I'd be like, "Oh, doing it wrong. Give me the controller." Blah blah blah.
Oh, backseat.
Oh
man.
Well, and then I'd start playing, and I'd be like, "You know what? I'm just gonna beat this for you. I'm gonna take it home." So.
Wow.
That's so funny. But anyway, so TwitchCon is happening, and it's happening September 25th through the 26th in San Francisco. And hopefully maybe we'll get big enough that we'll be there someday.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Maybe we should just go and make ourselves big.
I mean, we could go and, network, I guess, but it's a lot of money to get there.
You just gotta believe,
San Francisco's a long way away.
It is. But anyways, what?
My dad has some connections in San Francisco, if you know what I'm saying. So he might be able to get us there.
If he got us there, I'll go.
That might get us into that one particular subset of the community that we want to be popular with.
Yeah. We could go.
Bears.
We could go and just bring a table with us, and then just set it up. Be like, "Yeah, we're part of the con."
That would be hilarious.
Hey,
or right outside the convention building. Right outside the convention building, just hello.
Yeah.
Welcome to our panel.
Kay could bring Far Cry 4 with him, and all 11 of our followers can watch him play it.
Oh God.
Are you still playing? Well, we're about to get to what have you been playing, so I'll wait till then.
But anywho, so TwitchCon, exciting news.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, and then the production company that makes Hunger Games and Mad Men, Lionsgate, has announced that they've made a significant investment in Telltale Games.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and so they said that their partnership will allow them to explore opportunities to co-develop existing and original IPs into episodic games and television. So there could be a Madman Telltale game or a Hunger Games one. And also they might do a co-op thing where basically here blah 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 blah, and then they're and then this episode of the video game coincides with the whole show.
When I saw this,
it'd be like Defiance.
Instantly, what I thought of, and I don't know if the deal has anything to do with this, but Hunger Games, you can make it to a Telltale game. Mad Men, sure, you can make it to a Telltale game. But IP that I think would be perfect for Telltale Games, because the movies are already about it, and it's also done by Lionsgate, is Saw.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought, the instant I heard about this Lionsgate deal, I was like, they're making a Saw Telltale game. Because
that could be actually really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's already about choices. So,
right. And there's already way too many Saw movies, so they have plenty to work with.
Right. Well, and there's not... It fits a void in the Telltale that I guess Walking Dead could be considered horror, but
not like Saw is.
It's more like a thriller, but this would give them a pure horror type.
Yeah.
True.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's exciting news.
I mean, that's all speculation, but I hope they do make that.
All I'm saying is they're getting a lot of IPs, and I never hear about them expanding. So it always makes me worry, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. So when is Game of Thrones going to be finished? When is...
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah, that's awesome. You're getting more work. Didn't you just postpone Tales of the Borderlands? Weird.
I'm sure they are expanding.
Well, I mean, that's probably part of what the Lionsgate investment's going to help them do. I really like that, though, because...
For Lionsgate games. That's all I'm saying.
I just really... I appreciate that Lionsgate is doing this because I really respect them as a movie studio, and a lot of their movies I've really been... I wasn't a fan of Saw, but if I saw the Lionsgate production thing on a movie, I didn't know they'd produce it or anything, I was like, okay, this would be a good movie, usually.
Yeah, you know, at least the production value is very high.
Yeah. And they usually, I mean, I can't remember seeing a Lionsgate movie and at the end being like, I hate that. But I'm sure there are those, but I just haven't seen them.
I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Saw as a series is not a good series, but the first movie is excellent.
Yeah.
But after that, it kind of gets to just
it gets into like
porn.
Jason and Freddy business. Hey, we're gonna make one all the time.
Yeah.
I've still seen every one. It was a couple of years back.
What number was it?
You could
7.
argue like the first 3 or 4 are good.
Well, the first one's great. 2 and 3 are like, I mean, it's decent horror movie.
Yeah.
After that, Jigsaw's dead.
Yes.
And then it just becomes a whole. Somehow he's still in every movie.
Yeah.
But as like a flashback, and it's like, God, this guy predicted a lot of things before he died. You think he would do better with his health?
Right. That's funny though. It's true,
and
though.
plus the best thing about Saw was that he didn't kill you, that you had a choice, and then once the new guy came, most of the time he gave a choice, but sometimes there was no way to get out. So
well, that was kind of like the thing. It was like he didn't truly grab the mantle, if you will, or whatever.
Right.
The only Saw movie I actually completely saw, I didn't mean to do that, but that was funny.
Only Saw.
Was 3. And I didn't really like it because I didn't know the first 2, and everyone had talked up the first 2, and then I saw 3 and was just confused.
Well, the first one has a fantastic plot twist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's part of what those movies are known for. At least
I mean, looking back on it now, if you know anything about Saw, it's easily predictable. But at the time, as a new IP going in to watch it, you're like, what? It's kind of like people who see The Sixth Sense now. Even if they've never seen it, it hasn't been ruined, they kind of have an idea that maybe he's not dead, just because there's been so many plot. Now it's a recurring kind of theme, are these plot twists. They've been really overdone.
Yeah.
But there was a long time where you didn't see that many plot twists. It was kind of more of a the 80s. I can't think of a crazy plot twist that happened in the 80s. Everything was very formulaic.
Did you even watch Dirty Dancing?
I mean, 80s is a great time, but not.
There is a Telltale game, Dirty Dancing.
Yes.
I'd play it, actually.
Don't get me wrong.
Although
I have a very abusive love-hate relationship with Telltale. But if they make the game, I'm going to play it.
Yeah.
I still haven't played a game by them. I need to get on that.
I don't know.
What are you doing with your whole life?
Yeah, what's happening here?
I don't know, man. I'm a mess.
Telltale's great.
Man. No, they are great. Anyways, last thing in the news. Valve is going to they announced that they're going to reveal at GDC their VR hardware, virtual reality.
Oh man, that's the third group that has VR hardware now.
Steam already has support for the Oculus Rift, but now and it will continue support. But now Valve is announcing that they're going to have their own hardware.
That's bold.
Yeah.
I don't know what I think about that.
I'm not interested.
Yeah, I mean, I've been an Oculus Rift fanboy for years. And I'm like, all I want is Oculus to succeed. I want a monopoly. I don't want anyone else to be involved. I'm kidding.
I just don't know how they're gonna do anything different.
Yeah.
Because any problems that the Oculus had were it was like, oh, it's because it just sits on your face. It gets heavy on your face and stuff. Sony was like, we heard that. We fixed that. So, I don't know. It's just what are they going to do?
Maybe it'll be like Fringe, and they'll have this big tub that they put you in and like pump you full of hallucinogenics and make it a full body virtual reality experience.
Not
I
down.
just can't-
Not down.
I just can't imagine myself using it. I might be interested to try it. Like I would think it's cool.
Are you talking
Like
about
my-
VR?
Yeah, if my friend had it or something. But I can't imagine wearing this huge goggle on my face. And then it's like you have this big nice TV, but instead you're like looking in these little goggles. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be little to you though, because it'd be like right in front of your face.
No, I mean I get that, but
It looks like it's looking through.
would the screen quality be as good?
I don't know. I mean, apparently people get like people who try it are always like, I can't explain it. You just have to try it.
Okay, well, people threw their Wii remotes at the TV when that came out.
What?
Like the Wii remotes.
Oh.
People would like freak out with the Wii when they first got. They're like,
Well, it'd be harder to throw the Oculus Rift because they'd have to headbang really hard.
well, I mean,
And I
but
don't know how.
to use your hands, you have to have like a different controller in each hand.
Well,
Like you have to have like a.
I don't know. I think they're going to end up working on something that they attach to your hands that can because
Well,
they
as of
already
right now,
have.
it's just controller.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have to have like
but-
Move controllers or like an equivalent.
Right.
There's just
I
so
get
much
that.
stuff.
But I've actually, it wasn't related to Oculus Rift, but I did see something like 2 years ago where they would attach it onto your forearms and it can read the electronic signals going through your muscles. So when you move your hands on the screen, your hands are doing exactly life. And they were marketing this product to be able to like turn on like electronics in your house and to do different like actions to like for smart houses and for stuff on TV and like creation software and stuff like that. And they talked about doing it with gaming. So if I could remember what that was, I could introduce them to Oculus Rift and make dreams happen. But not I couldn't do that. But it'd be really cool if those things synced up because then you wouldn't need a controller.
To
You
me,
just
it
keep
just
flailing your arms around.
Well, you might need a controller to move, unless you're like a rail shooter.
it just seems like the new 3D to me. Like 3D was really big for a while, and then it fizzled out because everyone was just like, it doesn't add anything to the experience. And this, I get that it probably is a lot more
Immersive.
immersive, but is it $500 more immersive? I mean, at the minimum, it's like $300, right?
I have no
I mean,
idea.
it's gonna be a lot of money. I think it's more in like the $500 range. That's like buying a whole new console.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like I only see it as like a very high end niche product, but also like the high end users are live streaming for the most
Yeah.
part, and that's gonna cut you off from your audience. So I don't know. To me, it doesn't. I don't really have much hope for it. But that's just me.
Well, we'll have to see. I mean, I do have hope for it, but it'll just really have to see because there's so little that's actually like built for it and supported by it right now.
Yeah, exactly.
My thing is like if the Kinect can't, like if Xbox One dumped the Kinect because no one used that, I don't see how full-on VR will be successful. Because you're gonna have to design everything totally differently.
Yeah.
Like, good luck getting designers to make games for it.
I guess
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, that's fair. I just didn't understand why Valve went into it, to be honest.
I don't know. That Valve does Valve.
But Valve gets PC gamers too, like hardcore PC gamers. So I don't know. Anyways, what have you all been playing?
Okay.
I have been playing more Far Cry 4. I'm almost done with it. I've gotten every outpost, gotten every bell tower, done pretty much every side mission. Just have to do the main missions. I think there's like 6 left. And I
Oh, nice.
can't wait till it's done. It's a fun game, but I can't wait till I totally beat it. I also started Stick of Truth again.
Oh man, I want that so bad.
Because I'm gonna platinum it, I think.
Oh, sweet.
And it's pretty easy platinum. There's just like a lot of excuse me, a lot of miscellaneous stuff. Like pretty much every trophy is miscellaneous. It's not based on skill at all. It's like one is you have to wear like a Walter White goatee while you're fighting tweakers. You know, you have to fart on every boss in the game. Just stuff like that.
I really like that first one.
Yeah. There's a bunch of them,
and most of them are hilarious.
Yeah, there are. That whole game is hilarious.
Does Steam have that family share thing where you can like have up to 10 people that you share their games?
Yep.
Is it 10?
I think it's 5 users, 10 devices.
Oh, okay. Because I would love to be in your family, Kay.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I was like, why haven't we been sharing more than... Yeah. I thought it was like 3. I thought it was 3, so I thought I only had like one more open slot, and I was like, I'm going to be very choosy with this.
It's a lot less fun now that they changed it. In the beta, they had a stipulation that was per game. So like, if I was playing, one of your games, you could still play all of your other games, just not the one I was borrowing.
Oh, okay.
Or it'd kick me off. But now it's per library. So basically, like if I'm playing any of your games and then you log on and start playing, it'll kick me off.
Well, that's just like back whenever you would trade your Steam profile with people and just play their games. But I mean, it's still great. Just go offline mode.
Yeah, well, that's a way around it too. Is
you download it, go offline.
Yeah.
How do you add people to that? Well, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I'll show you all later.
We'll do it all right here on the live stream.
Yeah, because I mean, we could show them, but
this is my information. And
all right, look at my password.
I trust you all not to delete all my Destiny characters.
Well, good thing Destiny's not on Steam yet.
Yeah, because me and Scott have been on that. Like
you
day one.
That's what I was about to be like, day one.
Like day one, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. But
are you guys still playing? Playing anything else, Kay?
That's it, pretty much, those two.
What about you, Scott?
I have been playing SWTOR, Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO. For those of you who do not know, my old roommate came back like last Wednesday through this weekend. He left today, and we used to play it together. Like we pre-ordered it, and like day one, got it, and like midnight, like got on, like pre-downloaded all that, and we got on, and we're like play, and so like. Yeah, it was awesome. We would stay up all night, go to IHOP, come back, sleep, wake up, do it again. And it was awesome. And so basically he was coming back and he's like, yeah, I've kind of like, I think I just started SWTOR again. I was like, you want to kick it like old times? And he's like, yeah, I do. And so that's what I've been doing. Like literally the past like 5 days. Him and I have just been playing. We got one guy on my floor to play with us for a little bit, and we still have like a group with him, but we also started characters that are just my roommate and I, so like if no one else can play, at least we can play. And so we've just been doing that. Right now I have a level 14 bounty hunter, pretty awesome.
Bold.
And then a level 21 Jedi, but he only makes evil decisions. Which sucks because the love interest is like, I hate Dark Jedi, and I'm like, oh. So basically, I even read this like companion guide that's like, you don't even need to buy her gift, just choose the good decisions. And I was like, oh. So basically, I'm gonna buy her love with companion gifts because it works. It's not a very in-depth romance system. Like the story itself might be in-depth, but the romance system's not. It's like, kill this guy, and they're like, hey, and then you're like, here, have 3 gifts, and they're like, all right, I like you.
At least you know that her morals are very shallow.
It's the Scott romance system.
It is.
With Scott, I can make plenty of life choices that he disagrees with, but if I buy him a nice game, then he'll give me a kiss.
That's true, and I'm glad that you clarified. I was like, it's not the Scott romance system. Like, I love shallow romance.
No.
You can buy my love with gifts very, very easily. The analogy I use is, so I could not see someone for 20 years, but periodically they send me a gift in the mail, and I'm like, Jim Johnson bought me this nice little Voss. And I will take a bullet. Yeah, I will take a bullet for that man.
For Jim Johnson.
15 years down the road.
Then I'll get a nicer Voss.
I mean, no, I'm saying I might die. I love him with all my heart. Because he remembers me and gives me gifts.
That's one of the reasons me and Scott are friends. Because I'm like, Scott, you're a piece of shit. Let me buy you some Chinese. You're like, all right.
Okay, all right.
All right. He's a good guy. He shows it weird, but...
Basically, exactly. So that's basically how it's going right now. But SWTOR's pretty awesome.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Andrew?
Since our last podcast, I've played a lot of video games. Pretty much because I resigned from my job and decided I needed a week to myself. And
that's what Daddy likes.
So for basically 5 days, it was wake up, play video games, go to sleep. And
I respect that.
And so we got an extra roommate because he needed a place to stay, and so he's been staying on our couch. And he brought with him / bought the first day an Xbox One and a 55-inch television, and that's been dope swag. But sorry, my computer just made noise. And he had Assassin's Creed Unity for the Xbox One, and so I started playing that. Well, I woke up the first day of Game-a-thon. I woke up and played Black Flag for like an hour, and then I was like, I think I want to play Unity because it has more customization options. And I didn't get far enough into Black Flag to discover like your pirate ship and all the other cool stuff. And so I played Unity for like 3 days and probably played about 25 to 30 hours over those first 3 days.
Holy hell.
And then my roommate, and I was really enjoying it a lot, despite all the bugs and stuff that came out when it first launched and gave it really bad reviews. I was super
I'm sure you enjoy it now. It's all patched.
Oh, yeah. It's all fixed. And I was really enjoying it.
I loved it once they re-released the game.
But then then our roommate...
6 months later, basically. 4 months.
Our roommate who I was using his stuff had 2 days off, and so I was like, oh crap, I can't use the TV and Xbox One as much. So I went into my room on Friday night and was like, screw it, I don't have a job, but I'm going to buy Assassin's Creed Black Flag Gold Edition for my Steam account, and decided to do that. And then this is where it gets bad. I woke up Saturday morning, and I did not stop playing Black Flag until 2 in the morning on Monday. And on Steam, I have 34 hours. I have 34 hours in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and that is all in one sitting.
Wait, so you did not stop? Like, you didn't sleep?
I didn't sleep. I didn't stop. I love pirates.
And you never thought, maybe I should start streaming this?
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah.
I'm dumb.
Go ahead.
I mean, you don't even have to stream the whole 34 hours, but just like, well, I might stream for an hour here.
You didn't even
I'm
have
sorry,
to talk.
I didn't even think.
You don't even have to.
I'm so dumb.
You could just be like, dude, I'm going to power through this. I'm not going to talk, but...
If you just want somebody to watch for the next 32 hours, stick around.
God.
That's
well, it was
crazy.
a really bad life decision.
You beat me. Like, I think the most I've ever gamed is like 12 hours.
It was an experience, let me tell you.
What was the biggest gaming marathon for you, Scott? Was it Dragon Age?
No. It was KOTOR.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm looking back, and maybe it seems longer because I was younger, but I'm pretty sure when Pokemon Stadium came out, I played that for like 16 straight hours.
Pokemon Stadium?
Yeah.
Not even like an actual Pokemon game, like Pokemon
No, I'm pretty
Stadium.
sure it's Pokemon Stadium, yeah.
That's a funny
Wait,
one.
Pokemon Stadium?
Yeah.
Not
Well, no,
any of the Game Boy games.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Pokemon. Yeah, no, it might have been Pokemon Stadium 2.
Bold.
I think it was 1 though, because and we beat this all the single player, like sat down, beat it all. I don't know how long that takes, like 8 hours or something.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like throughout, like we would take breaks, and then we'd play like hours of the mini games against each other too.
Okay.
But
Because
still,
we did the like where you throw the Ekans over the Diglets that popped up, and then there's one where it was like Clefairy and it was like a memorization thing. There's a few of them, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that was my biggest gaming marathon. Although Dragon Age was probably like the most I've played in 1 week, just not in one sitting.
Yeah.
that might be true for me too. 3 days, I was like, this sounds like me in Dragon Age.
Yeah.
But then when I said 34 hours in one sitting, you worried about it.
Without sleep. That's the bit. Did you eat?
Yes, I did. I made sandwiches and chips.
Okay.
And had plenty of water and Red Diamond sweet tea.
Okay, good. I was like, did you just not eat? No. Yeah, but for
I
me,
didn't eat as much as I normally would, but I ate.
I mean, at least you ate.
I mean, I had the galley on my pirate ship. I just wander over there and have a snack.
Goodness.
My virtual subsistence or whatever gaming food fed my soul.
That's why you were like just sleeping forever. You
Yes,
needed
that's
hibernation
why-
after that.
Yes, because then Monday I only got like 4 hours of sleep because I had to get up and go to my mom's house.
Moms, am I right?
Ah, jeez. and then last night I was like, okay, it's time. I made it through Better Call Saul, and then I was like, hello, bed. Let's hang out.
A little bit. I've missed you.
I had. Yeah,
Better
I mean,
Call
I have a
Saul's
king-size Serta. I mean,
haven't
this is
seen
a
it.
comfortable double pillow top dream. And
I think it's better than Breaking
Bad.
Bad, actually.
Better Call
So far.
Saul?
Yeah.
It's as good.
In like 2 episodes?
4.
I mean, I'm saying like these 2 episodes of Better Call Saul I've enjoyed than any 2 episodes of Breaking Bad.
It's a different.
Wow.
It's different though. It's. I don't know.
It's different.
I'd say it's the
I
same
think
quality. But.
I think
could be
he's
the same.
funnier. Like he's more entertaining. I think the
Oh, yeah,
story
yeah.
of
He's
Breaking
definitely
Bad
funnier
is
than
obviously
Walter
more
White.
intense.
Well,
But
did either of you watch Entourage?
No.
no,
Well, there's a character in there named Ari Gold, who's like the agent for the main character of Entourage, and he gets bigger. Like he has more parts in the show throughout because they realize people like him and stuff. And this is like if he got his own like spin-off show because everybody loved that character. Like I loved Saul Goodman in Breaking Bad. I thought he was hilarious the more I saw him and his weird quips and stuff. And the show is really, really good in terms of capturing all that.
his name's Jimmy McGill. Actually,
Right.
well, no, I know you. I'm telling Scott.
Yeah. They in the episode last night they had the first reference to Saul Goodman, so that was good.
That's fine.
It was like a flashback to when he lived in Chicago. I'm not ruining any story stuff. And some guy asked him his name, and he's like, Saul Goodman. Like, it's all good, man. And I was like, I never caught that in Breaking Bad. That's clever.
That is funny. That is
Yep.
pretty funny.
That would be a fun Telltale game, too. Breaking Bad.
That would be pretty good.
Well, I don't know how much leeway you'd have though.
Yeah, that's the only thing but it'd be fun, though.
Alternate universe.
You'd have to be a different character.
Alternate universe.
Alternate universe.
This is what would happen if Jesse got cancer.
Oh dear Lord!
And then Jesse stops making meth and like turns his life around. It's a very encouraging story.
He goes back to school.
Yeah,
That's where
he goes back to high school, and that's where he meets.
That's where he meets Walter White.
Say my name. It's like he's tutoring him. And he's like, I just don't get it, Mister. What's his name? Mr. White. He's like, I just don't get it, Mr. White. I just don't get it. He's like, say my name.
And then they become lovers. That's how it ends.
That is how it would have to end. It would have to end that way. There's no other way.
He's like, say my name! Say my name! And then they kiss, and then...
And he's like, Mister! And he's like, Walter White! And then he's crying, and then like...
And then fade to black. End of series.
That leaves so many questions. I need more.
No, okay, end of the season. Sorry.
Okay.
End of season 1.
Good. I'm gonna make it. Anyways, so, Blizzard. Here we go. Segues are weird. Blizzard has announced that they will. Well, the news is weird. I don't know if they've officially announced it, or they are like alluding to the fact that they're going to have microtransactions for Diablo 3 non-American markets.
I don't think they'll bring it over here.
I don't think so either. But and it will be like for like certain bounties and stuff. Anyways, but that kind of brings up the topic, and people have been debating, like talking about it with this news of like microtransactions. So love them or hate them, they're kind of here forever, it seems. I'm personally, in general, not a big fan of them. I don't know. I especially hate games that seem cheap, but then the microtransactions are kind of the only way to make it anywhere without waiting for a year.
Yeah.
Mobile games are the worst with that. But any other game, really. The only time I'm okay with microtransactions are in a game, like let's say it's an RPG, and then it's like, all right, so you could grind, or you could give me $5 for an experience booster that will let you just play story missions. And I'm like,
see,
I might give you $5.
I don't like. Well, see, that's the trick. Is that doesn't seem like a lot, but then $5 here, $5 there, and you've spent $200 over the course of 6 months on a game.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I will be right there with you. No, I mean like one that's like one-time microtransaction. Not like I will give you an experience booster for the next hour. It's like I will give
right.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like Swodor in a sense, because you make one little purchase and then you're a preferred player and not a free-to-play player, which gives you more boost, you know.
Yeah, and you could argue that they have a few other things that are a little bit like that. Yeah.
Here's the one defense of microtransactions.
No, there's a couple.
Well, mobile games, clearly there has to be microtransactions because they're almost nothing. They're free usually, or 99 cents or $2 or something. It's a very low entry cost.
Yeah.
So to make up their money, they have to have microtransactions. If you want to play totally free-to-play games and no one pays anything, they're not going to get made.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like AAA games with DLC, I'm generally against it because it's not extra content. It's content that should have been in the game to begin with.
Yes.
But what I will say is that we're paying the same price for full retail games that we've been paying for a long, long time, but the costs of development have risen like crazy. So they have to make their money somewhere.
Yeah.
It's not easy being a game developer, and I don't mind season passes and a lot of this other stuff, but I would also caution people to get it because usually it's like you spend $60 on 60 hours of gameplay or something, whatever the game happens to be, and then you spend $20 on a season pass that usually equates to like a few extra suits, maybe a couple extra missions. Like the money to play isn't the same value. So games that like come out with a day one season pass, I usually wait till I can get like the Game of the Year edition, or or once the price drops like crazy. Like I've wanted to play Watch Dogs since day one, but I'm gonna wait till I can get it around $30 with everything.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I do that with a lot of games. This past year, because I was always I'd always mark games for like Steam sale, so I could do that, and just like put it on my wish list or whatever, so it would tell me when it was super cheap. And I always waited, but this last year, I kind of didn't do that with a lot of new games. I just bought them like full price with the season pass because I was making more money than I had been before, and I was able to, and I was single, and there was just a lot of extra income flowing around, and so I do that because I could, and I get it because it's just like a convenience thing, especially when it's an IP that you've been waiting for, looking forward to. But on the subject of microtransactions, which I guess if we're including paying for DLC, I mean, that's acceptable, I think, to pay for an expansion or whatever. But when it comes to like small, like $5 purchases and things like that, or $10 purchases for in-game things, I think the company that has done it the best that I've seen, and I have played tons of mobile games, I have sadly paid way too much money for microtransactions. I had a little bit of a problem with it in the middle of last year where I got a little too into Clash of Clans and then got bored with it and was like, why did I spend that money? And I have since tapered off of that, but still, that was bad for a little while. But the company that's done it the best is ArenaNet. They are an NCSoft subsidiary that makes the Guild Wars franchise, and Guild Wars 2 has the best model that I've seen. And Guild Wars 2 is an MMO. It's not subscription-based. It's buy the box, play the game. And they have in the game what's called a gem store. And you can obviously pay money to get gems. But the only things they offer in the gem store are non-necessary things for the game. It's all aesthetics, and they have some like experience boosters, but they're not so crazy that it's like, I better buy this so I can level up in half the time. It's just like a small boost. And the best thing about their gem store is that they have a conversion market for in-game gold that you can earn by simply playing and grinding to buy the gems. Or you can pay, a certain amount of money for a certain amount of gems. And it's like they introduced their own way to buy gold, because you can also convert the gems back into gold if you want to. So if you're like really rich, you can just dump way too much money into the gem store and have a ton of gold and bypass things. You can't like buy your way to level 80 or anything like that. But this game offers microtransactions for aesthetic stuff, which I think is really the purpose of MMOs, is to get the best looking, coolest stuff and stuff like that. But it's not pay to win in any sense. Like, you can't buy skill, you can't buy power, you can't, things like that. And that to me is the best way and the only way it should be done, because ArenaNet has made plenty of money off of that gem store. They've made tons, but no one's complaining about it because it's not pay to win in any sense. Every mobile game is pay to win. Every mobile game. Like, you can grind, but then you have to literally like commit to a phone game like you would commit to an MMO or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Maybe like, even more time.
Like, people can think of old MMOs like Silk Road or something like that and be like, those are pay to win, and I hate that model. It's terrible because they're trying to make money based, on all that stuff. And not only has this model like eliminated the MMO problem of gold sellers, they still have to deal with them and like report them and flag them. but like they are literally their own gold seller. And if you want to like grind and farm and do all that stuff, you can get all the stuff in the gym store just by making a lot of gold. So I think it's pretty great.
No, that's a League of Legends also has a pretty good microtransaction model. You, in theory, if I remember correctly, you don't ever have to pay for anything. But it's yeah, you don't ever have to pay for anything. But if you do pay for something, like if you want to, the only thing you're buying is champions and skins. Which, if you play the game, you can earn enough to buy the champions and skins, anyways. But
I thought they had the riot points that you couldn't get except by buying them.
Maybe skins. There might be skins that you have to buy.
You can get every character, every champion without
yeah, you can for
paying.
sure. I
You
can't
get
remember
the
if you
skin.
can get every skin.
Which
Yeah,
I'm okay with that too. If it's for aesthetic, non-essential.
Yeah, exactly. Then I'm totally fine with it.
Totally charge me extra money. That's fine.
No, I'm totally fine with it then too. Actually, SWTOR has something that I like as far as MMOs and stuff goes. They have They have like certain armor that you can buy with things you can kind of earn in game, but mainly is the best way to do it is to pay for it. You know, in their like microtransaction place. But none of it's pay to win either. But you can buy this armor that looks really cool. Like there's a bunch of different armors and like sets and. Oh, you can mod it all the way up. Like it's like open at any level, and then you just mod it all the way up. And I'm like, I like that. You can start out looking cool, and you end looking cool with level appropriate gear.
Yeah.
I hated getting like, oh, you can cheat and get this armor now. Oh, but then it just stays at level 10.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's just like it is the best level 10 armor. I'm not here very long though.
Right. That's why in most games I never bother like worrying about armor too much until you get in the upper levels. I mean, like I'll quickly upgrade to the newest thing, but they're like, "Oh, you should enhance your armor with, gems or what have you." And I'm like, "Yeah, for 2 levels, and then this common thing I find will be better." But I think there are some like AAA games that do like DLC and microtransactions well. Like obviously MMOs and MOBAs, like you guys mentioned, but like BioWare's one to me where I've never seen a BioWare game and been like, hey, like every DLC that they have is like a legitimate story point for the most part.
It expounds on something. Like it's never like you play it and you're like, that was only 2 hours of fluff.
Yeah, it's always something cool.
Yeah.
So I've never been upset by that. I mean, Dragon Age Inquisition, the main guy in that was a DLC character in Dragon Age 2. So
yeah,
they use it well.
Well, it's true. And if you just look at the DLC from the Dragon Age Origins, it was crazy good. Like the Morgan stuff and like.
It's almost where you're expected to know it in later versions of the game. Like they expect that you've played all the DLC.
Yeah. Well, they put work into it.
Yeah, I mean it's all and you don't feel like the game is too short to begin with.
Exactly. And Bethesda also does a good job with their DLC.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Bethesda adds on like whole worlds with their DLC.
Bethesda! Oh, I love them. They're my favorite.
I think it's mostly like sports games people get pissed off at, and games like Assassin's Creed Unity, where there's just billions and the game's broken to start with, and it's like the only thing they get right is the microtransactions as far as like, oh, well, you can buy microtransactions. You can't play the game, but you can buy stuff. They get that part right. I think that's what really makes people mad. But and mobile games. But mobile games, I try to tell people all the time, like they're still very young. Like they haven't been around for a long time. The game industry as a whole is not very old. So you got to give it time. Like, we will get there where it's a better experience, I think. But there's so many clones and so many cash grabs, not just with mobile gaming, but like mobile apps in general.
Yeah.
So.
True. So basically what we're saying is we should just get rid of the whole mobile marketplace.
Yeah, just throw your phones at everybody.
It's time to wire up. Wire up, everyone. Go classic landline time.
Go off the grid unless you're watching one of our live streams or checking out our website.
That can still be wired. Ethernet cables, people.
That's true.
Ethernet and just direct only landlines.
Only landlines.
Let's bring back LAN parties, everyone.
I kind of miss LAN parties, actually.
No, LAN parties were cool. No, I do miss like the living room experience or whatever you want to call it, where it was like, oh man, I totally got this multiplayer game. Jim, you have to come over, Jim.
Yeah.
Multiplayer on this is killer.
That's the best, man.
I also, a topic change. I hate where online console gaming went. I hate it because Microsoft specifically, like with Xbox Live, and especially Xbox Live early 360, was like great. And like you join a game and you'd be like, "Hey guys," and people would be like, "Sup?" And then you build a community of friends from all over the world. And then they're like, "Now we have Xbox Live parties." So you can shun everyone else and only talk to the people you've already made friends with. So then you'll join a game and you'll be like, "Sup?" And then there will be the one 11-year-old that's like, "Hey, I love Call of Duty, don't you?" And you're like,
not many people talk now.
Yeah, and you're like, "Yeah, kid." And then he's like, "Mom, I'm trying to play my game, shut up!" And you're just like, "Oh, look at that, my friends invited me to a party. I'll talk to you later, kid."
I had a lot of good memories with like early, like Halo 2 and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Or like Gears of War for me. I had like a Canadian friend named Brown MK, and I had this guy named Electric Gonorrhea. I would have never met them in this new day and age. I met them in the like OG time, and like just hilarious times happened. Yeah. I convinced a bunch of 12-year-olds I was British. Like, I was just saying, they're just hilarious fun times. Will never be had again.
One of the funniest moments of my life was I was playing Halo 2, and it was like a 16-person match, and I started singing the song the song that Jack Black sings in School of Rock. Not the ending song that the kid wrote, but like his song.
Yeah.
And everyone on my team started singing it. But like the lag was so bad back then, we were all off. And it was like 8 people. They were just singing this song, and I'm like, no one was together at all. And the other team just like started yelling because they're like, "God, shut up, idiot!" And
that's so funny.
That's a great tactic.
It's like the best thing in the world.
Like, I had a great singing one on Xbox Live too. Mine was like Halo 3, I think. And so I'm playing, and in general, I suck at Halo compared to most people. Like, I am very middle of the ground. But I was just rocking it this round, and I have no idea why. But I was just like, killing spree, bah, 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 bah. And I was like, ha ha ha, I'm doing good. And Taylor Swift song was stuck in my head, so I was just like, "Romeo, take me somewhere we can be alone." And it's like, it's everyone for themselves, so everyone can hear me on the map. And then they're like, "Shut up, you faggot! Shut up!" And like, so I'm still singing it, so I'm like, "Romeo, boom!" And they're like, "Massacre!" And it's just like
running riot.
Yeah, exactly. And then they'll be like, "Shut up! Shut up!" And like everyone's yelling at me. And I would like finally die, and they're like, "Haha, now shut up, faggot! I killed you!" And I'd be like, boom, and they're like, "Revenge!" And I'm like, "Somewhere we can be alone." And it was great. Everyone hated me, and I loved it. That hate will never happen again. And I'm just like, all these beautiful moments are ruined. Ruined.
My friend was like one of the best Halo players I've ever seen. And I think it was Halo 3. And what he would always do is when he'd kill somebody, he'd be like, "Oh God, what have I done?" Or he'd be like, "I'm so sorry."
That's so funny. No, and like, okay, another thing that happened, more about hate that will never happen again. Beautiful hate. Okay, I was playing Gears of War. My team was sucking. Like, we were doing so bad. And then every time we were in like the like mid-game match or whatever, like where the two teams could talk, like in the waiting room until the next round, the other team would just be speaking Spanish, like solely Spanish. And my friend was like, "Hey, didn't you take Spanish in high school? Or like, aren't you taking Spanish in high school?" I was like, "Spanish 1?" I was like, "I don't remember anything." I was like, "The only thing I remember is like how to insult their mother." And he's like, "That's perfect. Say it." And I was like, "No." And I was like, he's like, "Say it." I was like, "Okay, if we don't win one round, I'll say it." Well, we didn't end one round. So it's at the end of the game. It's at the end of the game, and I'm like, and they're just talking Spanish, like, and I was just like, "Tu madre le gusta mi chorrito." And then, which is, your mom likes my sausage. And and instant silence on the other end. Like, everyone goes quiet, and then all of a sudden I hear, "You motherfucker!" Like, and they just start cussing me out, and they're just yelling at me, and me and my friend are just rolling, like cracking up. We're just like, "This is so funny!" And then we leave the game and never saw each other again. But that hate will never happen again. That beautiful, hilarious hate.
I will say, the one game that still lets you do stuff like that is FIFA, because the only time you can hear the other people are when one of you scores.
Yeah.
You can't talk to each other the entire time, but when someone scores, they give you like 20 seconds to talk. And me and Scott were playing one time, and these guys won like 6-1 or something. And every time they scored, we're like, "Ha! You guys suck."
Yeah, we were like falling right into a trap. You idiots. Every time they scored.
They got so confused.
I know. They're like, "Wait, what?" Like, "But we just scored." And we're like, "Yeah, you did, you idiot."
That's classic.
That's really funny when you insult someone in gaming when they're doing well, and they're like, they don't get insults, and they're just like, "Wait, but I just did a good thing. Why are you mad at me?"
Yeah, and then you're like, "Yeah, you idiot."
Idiot.
No, that stuff will never happen again. Because, like, little chat groups. Like, when that started, I had a friend on my friends list, and he would just invite me to these chat groups, and so I'd join, and then they would just talk. Like, it would just be like literally a chat room. And I'm like, "I'm playing Dragon Age. I don't want to just talk. I thought you had to say something to me." Like, I was like, "I'm playing a single-player experience. I'm here for the single-player experience. Goodbye."
See, I guess our second topic of the day is talking with your friends while gaming. And I always would log into TeamSpeak while I was playing single-player games. But when we would get to an important cinematic, I would just mute everybody and then get to the cinematic and then go back in. But, like, I always enjoyed that because you'll be playing a game like Dragon Age or Assassin's Creed, and you'll be doing like all the collectible stuff where you don't need to know what's going on. You just need to like go pick this up, go pick that up, go kill this guy. And I'm like, I'm getting really bored. But when I have someone to talk to, it makes that grind so much easier because I can make jokes.
I get that. I just try to be fully immersed in the world. And I'm like, how would I feel if I was collecting all these things? I would hate it. And
I would
like,
feel just as bored when I talk to my friends.
Exactly. And then I'm like, but he can't talk to his friends, so neither can I.
I went into Dragon Age thinking I was going to 100% everything, and I was like, I don't think I can. It's so much stuff.
It's so much stuff, and still is the only game I want to. Like, games that will, like, hand it to me, I'm like, nah. or like other big games, I'm like, nah. Dragon Age is the only game I was like, I want to make the Inquisition best it can be.
I mean, I'm going to, like, 90% it, but some things I'm just like, I don't know if I... Like, I don't know. some of them don't have very good payoffs. But,
yeah. That's what I was doing in Black Flag during my 34-hour session. Was I went online to see it, like, okay, what are the rewards for collecting this and this, and all the stuff that like just gave you a dumb trophy or something. I was like, I'm forgetting about all of these things. All I want are pistol swords.
Pew pew. See, at the same time.
Basically, I'm almost there. I'm probably gonna finish that today. After I do
into tomorrow. But today into tomorrow.
No, I'll go to bed at like 11. I hope.
Doubt it.
Fingers crossed.
Don't doubt me. Believe in me. I totally leaned back and was like, all you can see is my forehead. I'm having a lot to say here. Hey.
Right, but that's my favorite part of you.
No, your favorite part of me is my beard, and let's keep it at that. Thank you.
Oh, okay. I was a little scared there for a second, I'm not going to lie. I was like, what's he about to say?
We're family friendly here at Fat Bear Gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Probably too friendly.
Probably too friendly.
We
should throw around some slurs. Idiots.
You imbeciles.
Fun fact. Okay. We are about to end the podcast. But fun fact before. Ending fun fact.
Oh, I thought that was the fun fact. I'm like, oh, that's not so fun.
Do you know how the insult Nimrod came about?
Comparing someone to an ancient character from the Bible?
Kind of, actually, yes. Okay, so Nimrod in the Bible was a great hunter. Okay, so in Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny says to Elmer Fudd, "Good job, Nimrod," referring to the Bible in jest, saying, like, making fun of him, calling him a great hunter after he messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so referring to him in jest as Nimrod. People did not get it, so they used the context clues and were like, "Oh, Nimrod must mean stupid or idiot," and then it became widespread because of Looney Tunes, and then that got added to the dictionary.
That's the
joke
power of cartoons.
Yeah, the joke was so smart, it created the word idiot in a new way, like a synonym for idiot. Yeah,
the joke was so smart, it caused stupid people not to get it, which created a new insult.
Apparently, that's the new vocabulary, because people use literal for wrong for so long that now they're correct.
Yeah, which actually now it annoys me when people like correct people. They're like, "Oh, was it literally?" I was like, "Actually, they're right now."
They are right.
Yeah, that's another debate for another time. But
so
I can only hope to have a joke that is so smart.
If you're stupid, be stubborn for a long time and stubborn about it, because eventually you'll be turned right.
That 2 wrongs don't make a right, but 1,000,000 wrongs make a right.
Yeah.
No, 1 wrong consistently done stubbornly makes it right. But, I mean, history shows us that throughout time.
Right.
It's like, nah, and then everyone's like, I think this guy's got it. I'm just saying. Anyways, I'm Scott.
I'm Kay.
And I'm Andrew.
And this is Fat Bear Gaming. We'll see you next time.
Toodles.